and cold. Some days are warm and sunny. Some days I can't believe I do this for the money. I stop by the Wawa for a strong coffee and fuel. The world's biggest duck boat is ready to roll. When the ducks show up, I'll call the shot. Boom, 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 ready or not. The Pitboss life has its ups and downs.
That's it, Pitboss Podcast. This is a Pitboss Podcast live on Facebook, brought to you by our very good friends at Molly's Place Sporting Goods. Fuel your adventure at Molly's. Easily found at 2 locations now, Kennedyville, Maryland, and Easton, Maryland. Also by Crabs to Go. We appreciate everyone at Crabs to Go, crabstogo.com. Gunner Kennels, man's best kennel, gunner.com. Wait to see it. Sweet Paulie MacKinnon, Island Boy, to see when he jumps on here. Duckwater Boats, Steve Hoover, duckwaterboats.com, punishing the docks and rocks. The ultimate outdoor oven is Duck Blind Bistro, duckblindbistro.com. Turtlebox, turtleboxaudio.com. D-Max, DEEMAXX. Check them out. I got the D-Max cooler right now filled with ice, ready to go traveling tomorrow. And, of course, huntproof.app, huntproof.app, and there's Paulie and Pitboss Waterfowl. How about now? There he is. Kid,
hey, brother.
What's going on?
Oh, one of those days.
Is it? Well, yeah, okay, let's jump right into that. Well, first off, those who do not know who you are, I already introduced you, but give yourself a great introduction, please.
Paul MacKinnon from Prince Edward Island, Canada. Love all things hunting, dogs, black crown, black ducks.
Salute. Have you poured yet?
I'm at a black crown, so I'm on a seltzer.
There you go.
First day having a drink in 4 days.
Oh, my. And you're sitting in Maggie's.
Sitting in Maggie's, yeah. With my Guardian up above my right shoulder.
I do see. Yeah, how about this, Paul? Can you tweak your phone down just a little bit? There you go. Yes, that's a good. Let's jump into Jackson. What's up with Jackson? There you go. Now I can see it.
Chicky.
Now I can see it. Follies.
Well, as you guys know, Jaxie hurt his paw there 5 weeks ago now. And anyway, put him up for a few days, did water for a couple, come back. He was fine for a week. Later that week, actually did some sort of all-age land setups 2 or 3 days in a row. Come up probably significantly lame. But it's weird. It's only it lasts for maybe a day, and then he's fine. So I put him up again for a couple of days, went and did water, come back again. So, this would be, that was over about 10 days. So about 3.5 weeks ago, I consulted Dr. Janelle Appel again, who helped me with his first time he got hurt there pretty bad. And, we did a treatment plan for 5 days, tried something else for 5. She looked at the video. I sent her video. She looked at things. She goes, it doesn't, if he broke a toe or had a fractured bone, he's not jumping back in 24, 48 hours.
Yep.
Right? And if you can touch it and squeeze it and dig at it. And so then she thought maybe there's something in there that get in there and sort of healed over. Mm-hmm. Right? And never got infected in between his toes. So, we soaked it and we've been looking and there's no swelling. And so anyway, now he's been off for the better part of 3 weeks. And we did water for 3 days. And I've been doing wagon wheels in the yard and, fan drills and different stuff. Nothing. No lameness. And that's quicker stopping and starting. This morning we would, probably, 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. He did those 3 marks that she wanted to do, 3 long ones. And so we did them, and up until literally, I think I told you a half an hour ago, everything's fine.
Yep, you did, because I checked in.
And I went up to get in the shower, and he followed me in, and he's limping. So I text her and she goes, get x-rays and get an exam at the vet college by an orthopedic vet, like somebody knows what the hell's going on. So we have an appointment at 8:30 tomorrow morning at my vet to get the referral to there. I don't know, you know, they said, oh, it usually takes a couple of weeks. Well, if it does, I'm just going right to emergency and just go.
Back, I don't know how many weeks ago now, that was kind of Karen's thought process. You know, Karen's obviously not a vet.
Yeah.
Still registered vet tech, but she was thinking, you know, x-ray even just so you can check that off the box.
Just to eliminate, yeah. And we thought of that too, but she goes, like, what? Like, her question was, why is he bouncing back so quick? Like, if you can barely put weight on it on the morning and he's running around the yard later in the evening, right? So she goes, if something was broken or cracked, anyway, you know, in hindsight, maybe we should have done it 3 weeks ago. But so.
Uh-oh. Maverick Cobra species has just joined us. Gee, salute. Boom.
The naked smoker.
He could be into the mules right now. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, it's only Wednesday.
It's only Wednesday. So to catch everyone up to speed, who is Jackson? So who we're talking about, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, who is Jackson? Jackson's my 5.5-year-old Chesapeake Bay retriever. Jacksy's to have a run of bad luck is, you know, I looked at all my notes and everything from the last. He's run for 5 years. He ran as a puppy and junior, right? And then he was fine that summer. And then so the summer of 22, he missed 3 months with a bacterial infection in his front paws. Then the year of the Master National, you know, he, you know, tore his dew claw off and severely bruised his ligament. And last year he got a severe paw cut. Now this year, so if you look at the 5 summers he's run, he's missed 2 because our season's only 4 months, really.
I was going to bring that up too for people that don't quite understand.
It's so short, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Like we don't get in the water here till mid-May at the earliest. And, you know, our season's basically done first week of September. So, you know, we have June, July, August, and a week maybe in May and a week maybe in September or 2. So he's basically missed those 2 or 3 summers. So, you know, it's just frustrating to get rolling. You know, we were rolling really good last year, and, you know, he went, you know, I think he finished up his master title going, you know, I think 10 for 11 or 11 for 13 straight or something like that. And we were really excited to basically jump right into all-age stakes this year. You know, and right off the bat, we get a jam and our first all-age stake and finish it. You know, wasn't our best day, but we hung in there. And, you know, through my nerves, and which he sensed early, but, you know, it's just frustrating. You know, I've missed 3 amateurs, 3 quals, 2 opens, and if we're looking at x-rays and rest, I'm probably missing our qual and our open in 3 weeks.
So you're done probably.
I'm just getting my head wrapped around being done.
Yeah.
To be honest, which sucks, right? So
yeah, Karen and I are both very sorry.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah, 100%. She, you know, if she's not in earshot of what's going on when it happens, I definitely keep her up to speed on it. So we appreciate everyone taking the time. Paulie, we got quite a few people that have tuned into this Pitboss Podcast live right here on Facebook. So we appreciate everybody taking the time to stop.
Let's get some questions rolling. Let's go.
There we go. James Carter says, "Kid."
Jamie French, kid.
Can you see that?
Yeah. It just pops up. It pops up when they come on. Yeah.
All right. Copy. All right. So I want to change gears. We are my math's not really, really good, but are we 33 days away from your early Canada Goose opener?
Yeah. 32 or 33 days.
Yeah, I was thinking 33, but
yeah. My 2, I'm excited. It's been 6 years or 7, but my 2 big barley fields just up the road here that were the good band fields are barley again this year. So hopefully we can get some banditos.
All right. And again, before you jumped on, I did tell everybody, but you are on Prince Edward Island. I always refer to PEI, and people say, "What's PEI?" It's Prince Edward Island.
Yeah.
So your September geese. So are these all basically going to be local geese, or we got some that are migrating yet? Starting to.
I think you might have a few migrators there, Jeffy. You know what I mean? Like, it depends, I think, on the summer. If it sort of starts turning and we get some good north winds late in August, you might see some, but we're usually playing with those park geese and the golf course geese. And they're like right now in my drive around, there's some bigger bunches of 20, 30 of those self-adult males, non-breeding males around in big bunches. And as soon as the barley starts getting cut, which should be soon, it looks like it's starting to yellow up pretty good. Anyway, we'll see. Early season here is hit or miss. You're trying to shoot PhD geese. Like people say, oh, they're big, stupid resident geese. Yeah, well, you go try and shoot them. Right?
Yeah. The hit or miss part, I'll agree with you on here too. Like if you got them. Let me tell you this. Not to make this about me.
Yeah.
But when I went to St. Paul Island,
yeah,
the king eider that were there, I explained it to people. It's much like how September Canada geese would be here. When you have a bunch of them and you shoot them and you kill them or they're gone, like you need more to show up, and it's the same. It was the same kind of concept there. I thought with the king eiders there's only so many places you can shoot them, and until new ones move into the areas that you shot them, like there's not many king eider there. So.
And it's still at that point too that they're real content sitting eating grass on the golf course. They don't need barley. You know what I mean? Unless, usually they call it the change of weather happens old home week here, they call it. And
when's that?
That's like end of the second week into the third week of August.
Okay.
And it tends to get cooler at night. We start getting a few more north winds and stuff like that. But there's, like, I was through the park. There's lots of barley in the park too. So they can just jump off the golf course into a park field if they really wanted barley too. So it's hit or miss. If we can get them all coming to one field at once, you might get a day or two out of it. But it'd just be good to get out a couple of times if you can, and whatever. And luckily we get 3 or 4 of those groups that species put the aluminum on and get a whack at them.
All right, let's rewind a second. So on PEI, you're at your ag fields. What it would be very typical of what your fields are in personally, and or the fields that are around your fields?
I try to have early season stuff. Like I try to have some good barley. And as you know, on PEI, there's mandatory crop rotations and stuff, right? So you try to have barley, for early, and say the first couple of weeks of October, and then you're into the, for the next probably 3 weeks for a month, you're into silage, right? And if the silage gets plowed right under after it's harvested, winter wheat, and then the back end, I like sort of being heavy on grain corn, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for the last 2 months, yeah.
All right, so that's the ag and the fields that you're in or trying to be in. Are these guys resting? These birds, are they resting on freshwater, saltwater, combination of one or the
combination? They can be on golf courses. They can be in freshwater. They can be in the sanctuary, which is basically freshwater. They can be up those runs in the south, which is basically freshwater, other than a real high tide to be a little brackish, right? Or they sit in the harbor, but they usually, once they leave Cavendish in the national park, whatever's there, by the time they're getting out of there, the silage is cut, and they're heading to Hunter River, New Glasgow, South Rustico, Oyster Bed, down on the New Glasgow River below my house. But some do sit in the harbor. They sit out on the flats out there for sure. So it's a mixture of both.
Gotcha. So your early geese, is it you want to be there set up and ready at legal shooting time, or is this something that's gonna take a little bit to happen?
Yeah, I don't. We shot them in the evening a couple times, in the afternoon. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, you're there first light and set up and waiting for them. Yeah.
For my friends that are south of the border, what is your legal shooting time?
The half hour before sunrise and a half hour after sunset.
That's the times I've been up there. That's the weird part for me for sure.
Well, yeah, I can see you've been up here for years. You still see it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I said this the last time we chat, like the boys from R&T were like, yeah, right. Are you sure? Are you sure? Right. And, but yeah, it's like everybody said, oh, the guys in the South, and some of them said to me, and even I got a couple of messages after the podcast or the last Insta Live we went, oh, if you're shooting them that early and whatever, I go, well, our ducks are conditioned, especially ducks. They're coming a half an hour before that or 15 minutes before that, right? You've been with us where we're picking up. There's ducks are all around us at dark, right? The big push is coming late. So, unless if it's clear and calm, you ain't shooting them at legal time. They're coming early or late, right? Now, you need that weather. And my duck fields, I'm heavy on duck late, which is intentional. And, I only shoot them a couple of times because I have several that I can rotate around, but I try to only shoot them twice a week and shoot them in coming weather or in weather. And, to try and eliminate that half hour and trying to shoot a bunch the last 45 seconds and stuff like that. So it's all weather related. Yeah.
Hey, alarms are going off. It's mayhem, is it not?
Yeah. Shut that goddamn phone off, Woody. Stick that phone up your arse.
All right. So your September geese. I guess, you can kind of read it and see what's what. But generally, typically, once you get that volley of birds, are you going to hang out, wait for more of them? Or is it those were your birds?
Yeah, like we're not really going to go set up for one flock of 30 or 40. We're going to wait and try to get them bunched up, right? And hopefully some more follow them, and you get 100 or 150, and they're usually coming in family flocks too, right? Like they're usually coming in their family groups of 10 or 15 or whatever, and or if they're new geese to this year. They're coming in smaller groups, but yeah, like last year, I don't know, we might have went twice, maybe, and shot a couple, and they just didn't come back.
Yep.
Right. And they're sketchy as hell. Like, they might fly over 3 fields to get to yours and go 2 days in a row, and then all of a sudden go to a field in the park. You don't see them. Right. It's not cold enough or not shitty enough to force them to say, okay, we got to go back there. There's lots of food. There's food everywhere that time of year. And not a lot of competition because all our migrators aren't here yet. So,
what is your September goose limit?
10.
10, okay.
Yeah.
And how long does your September season run for?
1st to the 15th.
Through the 15th. It'd be like right here.
Yeah. And then everything's closed for 2 weeks. And then we start up again October 1st to the 31st is goose. And you can shoot 5 Canadas until December 1st, I think. And then 3 for the last month. Or maybe it's the 15th, I'm not sure. Something like that. And then our ducks is a 107-day season. It goes from October 1st to January 15th. And we're 6 black ducks.
And Sundays.
And Sundays, yeah. Yeah. So we're lucky there. Like, I'm not sure if there's the same opportunity everywhere else. Because most duck seasons in the U.S. are 60 days, right?
Depends which flyway. Pacific flyway is 107 days.
Oh, they are right there. Okay.
Yep. And it's a 7-bird limit. An Atlantic flyway, I know best. It could be a 30-day season, 45-day season, or a 60-day season. Maximum 6 ducks. So we've been fortunate having the 60-day season 6 ducks. Shoot for 25, 24, cool. 25.
So your ducks are basically on par with everybody else. It's your geese that are really restricted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like our early geese would be the same. Like what you just said, 1st to the 15th. Depends. Delaware's right behind me here. I believe that they are a 16-bird limit. Maryland's 8, 8. I'm going to say 8. I have not September goose hunted in Maryland in quite a while, but I'm going to say 8. But yeah, it goes to the 15th, and then that's when western part of the state is open for. There's a 75-day season, 5 birds, and I believe the September season or a certain line there, like way west of Baltimore. That will be Brandon Hall's checking in. Hey, what's up? Thank you, appreciate you checking in. West there, their September season does go to the end of the month. But yeah, so back to your season. You said October 1st. What's open then? Geese again?
Everything's open.
Everything.
All right. Yeah. So October till mid-November, say, is 5 geese and 6 blacks.
Okay.
6 ducks, but you can shoot 6 black ducks.
Nice.
And then after that, our geese go back to 3, which I'm not sure why. Maverick can explain why. I know it's the number of days and the harvest model, but there's more Canada geese now than there's ever been, by far.
I will tell you this. My observation, I've been there twice in December, but most recently, Karen and I were there for the Barrows Goldeneye.
Yeah.
Hey, what's with the Diver Hunters Association? Are you good yet or not?
Yeah, we're still in the appeal process. We're going to have to go to the Supreme Court of Canada. So there'd be a little wait there. But we've hired the best diver lawyer in North America to represent me.
Mm-hmm.
So there's actually what he told me to shoot. I'm sorry I hit possibly could hit a triple, but the light's not good that early in the morning. And if there's 6 guys in the blind, hey, we can still shoot 3 more.
All right. So what I was about to say, the reason I bring that up is because Karen and I were there in December to shoot the Barrows. But I'll tell you this, and again, it was only one year. So, things change. But there was a noticeable lack of geese in the areas that we're always in that year that we were there in December versus the years that we're there October, November.
Sorry. Would you say that again?
Yeah. So I said the area, basically we're in the same area. Every time we come up, we're in the same area. Yeah. The one year that Karen and I were there in December 2 years ago, there was a noticeable difference of less Canadas. Okay. Many more ducks, but less Canadas. And Geoff even said that they're still there. It's just that they moved to the South Shore. He thought.
Well, yeah, it depends on the weather. They will jump south, right? Because the tides and down there are a lot different than here, and they move more. Obviously, every 6 to 12 hours to go up and down. But they'll come right back, and they're staying in different spots. You may come around New Glasgow and Hunter River and say, well, geez, there's only maybe 5,000 or 6,000 geese here, and there's usually double that, right? But those geese may be up Wheatley River, right? They may be, because if there's corn up top there, they'll go all the way up there. They're sitting out, a lot of them now are sitting out in Robinson's Island because there's a lot of corn over, just in different areas. So it really all depends. They're all still here. They're just broken up, right? So where's the corn this year? Where's the food? They're not going to go, if they go find a good feed, well, they're just going to jump in the first bay they find. Mm-hmm. They're not going to fly 10 miles back to where they were, right? They'll just go roost wherever they can find. So a lot of our geese in south, where you used to see that creek just jammed from one end to the other, a lot of those geese just go out and sit in the park, right? Or they may sit way out in the harbor, which really isn't the norm anymore, but they may go sit out there and then fly inland, right? But they're all here, right? They're just in different spots. Yeah, depending on the crops.
Gotcha. I want to use this to segue into the. I want to use this quick little story. I want to segue this into something else. Okay. So I did Fly Navarro's podcast the other morning. And I told him about the Field of Dreams. Yeah. I said, man, I said, Paulie's to my left. He's on the end with Jackson. I said, there's four or five A-frames lined up. We're in a hedge row.
Before, yeah.
Okay, 4. My gun is uncased, but it's unloaded. And I'm just sitting there with my phone. And what happened? I tried to tell him the story, and I think I did a good job. Can you tell me that story?
And
The way you recall it.
well, the year before there was yellow collars everywhere, right? And then the year after there was yellow collars everywhere. But there was a barnacle sitting in the sanctuary, which that's what everybody was looking for.
I did see him. I did see him that year. Yep.
Yeah. And you've seen him in the sanctuary, right? But
not blind.
We never seen him in a field anywhere or with the geese, but it'd be so hard. There was so many geese there, right? Like if there's 10,000 geese in that field, you better have that barnacle end up right in front of you, right? And we would have seen him if he had showed up. And but anyway, all of a sudden,
hey, I would have saw him.
Yeah, you would have saw him. The rest was couldn't see her lunch in a goddamn phone booth. But anyway, there was like 8 geese maybe or 9 geese. They weren't really going to do it, just sort of scooting by the edge of the decoys, and you go, collar. And I'm there, what? Where? And I'm looking, I still couldn't see it. Right there's a collar. I think it was the second one from the back. And
I got the footage.
Yeah. I seen it the other day. You played it the other day somewhere. And they went back behind my left shoulder, and all of them peeled off and left except one. And that one swung back around. And did he come by me again and then do another loop? Or
To my recollection, he was to the far right of us and came back like kind of angled across the field.
right. But he swung by me and you fairly close one time.
Mhm.
Oh, look.
Jaxie. There he is.
Hi, buddy.
Get better, man. Get better.
Hey, Daddy's no sense. Yeah. And it's supper time. That's why he's up sucking up. Oh.
Tweak you. There you are.
Yeah. So anyway, he came out in front of us at 50, 60 yards. Everybody let into him. We got him. Thank God. And but yeah, like he got hit with some lead because he went down. He was dead. The tarsal band, I think, was cracked. His neck collar was cracked. And but yeah, like that's pretty cool stuff. Getting a bird like that. It's like the barnacle we got here last year. That's a cool story. So it's late in the year. It's like right before the end of goose season. And we're shooting in that little, you shot it last year, that long, thin field in South Rustico. Me and you shot the first day. You were home.
Yep.
So way at the back of that field. And hey, we're sitting there and we're really going to shoot the ducks because there was a snowstorm coming. So we're there early and it started to snow and and it's just blowing a little bit and you could probably only see maybe 80 yards, right? And Johnny Clemens goes, single coming, boys, all locked up. And he got laser surgery on his eyes. So he's like you. It's like Steve Austin, the Bionic Man. Look, this thing's coming from 8.6 nautical miles away. Get ready. So anyway, it's locked up, and I looked, and we had 2 young fellas that were beside me in the blind that we had out hunting. I said, okay, boys, he's locked right up. Looks like he's going to land right in the hole. Just get ready and take your time. You got lots of time. So anyway, I'm looking at them, and I'm just looking at the corner of my eye like this. I say, okay, boys, you ready? And I'm ready. I said, okay, take him. And I look, and it's a barnacle like this at 20 yards. My gun's over here in the corner, right? They missed him clean, 6 shots.
Mm.
Another boy missed him. I think, anyway, John got him on the last shot at about 50 yards. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
And off the end of the blind. But yeah, that's PEI late, like you get into late October here and there's some weird stuff showing up.
So that's why I wanted to segue the yellow collar into where do you birds come from?
They all come from Greenland, these yellow neck collars, lessers, specks. I'm assuming some barnacles probably come from there. And
Pink feet.
Pink feet come from there, that's right, yeah. So it seems, they've always been here. Those things have been shot before. And maybe with the collars and the bands and stuff, it's given us a better idea, right? That, they've always been here. Is there more coming here now, maybe? Because corn has changed everything the last 10, 15 years. Like it used to be 15 years ago, you had a cornfield late here, you had everything. There was no other corn. There might be 3 cornfields in the 5-mile radius. And now there's dozens, they're everywhere. And so, did those Greenland geese, end up here? Oh my geez, there's tons of food here. There's tons of spots to rest and hide and roost but, I just think all the populations that are in that North Atlantic flyway are thriving, right? Like you said, like we see more and more ducks every year. More and more ducks.
They're thriving, except for our AP Canada goose, that Gava Peninsula, Quebec Canada goose. That's the bird that's.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like you guys are one bird 30 days. They get Ontario doesn't have to do that, do they? In Quebec.
Now they say that
it's the same goddamn geese.
And then they say that AP goose bypasses and comes right to Chesapeake Bay region.
Yeah, and you know what? They all do a great job doing their job, right? And doing counts and doing all that. My question would be, how accurate are those counts?
It's an index.
Right? It's a good starting point. But I'll give you an example.
It's a good guess.
6 or 7, yeah, it's a good guess. But 6 or 7 years ago, all the geese hung in North Rustico Harbor, thousands of them. And they'd go to South, or they'd go to Cavendish, or they'd go fly to New Glasgow and do all that. Well, if they're still flying over Covehead Bay and flying over North Rustico Bay and New London Bay, but all the geese aren't roosting there anymore, how accurate are those counts? Right? Like what he said, I think it was what he told me. This is just several years back, but they did counts. They said there's whatever it was. Say there's 2,000 in the harbor. There's this, there's that. And I go, if they had flew inland 3 or 4 miles, there's 20,000. Right? Like you see how many Hunter River Pond holds itself.
Well, it feels like I said when we were there in December. Like I saw a fraction of the geese that we normally would see in October, November.
Yeah, a lot of those geese in Hunter River Pond that froze 2 or 3 times moved to the south side at that end. Now we had all our geese down here still hanging around Oyster Bed and Rustico Bed, hanging around there, and just hanging around the bridges. But we would get froze out starting in December. We were froze for 3 or 4 days, and then +10 and heavy rain for 3 or 4 days. And then they'd come back. But once somewhere like Hunter River Pond freezes or the sanctuary, it's froze for the year, right? You're not going to see them there.
+10, we're talking Celsius for everybody.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what that is, but.
Man, I don't.
40s?
Yeah, maybe even a little bit more in the 50s, I would think.
Yeah.
Low 50s, yeah.
Yeah. So we had that go on for 6 weeks up here. Like even late November, all of December, and all of late season, we're either completely froze out or thawed out. And they get back. The ducks never really left, right? Because they can stay and eat clams and little fish and snails, whatever they eat. And it's mostly black ducks then anyway. But the geese won't stay very long. They'll give it 2 or 3 days, and they're gone. But we thaw out, and they get some open water, they're back. So that was the game we played last year. And last year was the first winter we've had in 10 years, like a real PEI winter.
Yep.
Started in late October into November and went right to April. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. I don't want to make this too long, but I want to do an in-depth, straight up podcast about AVERY.
Definitely. We should do that in the podcast and get at it.
That's what we're gonna do, but I'm gonna give you 60 seconds. What would you like to say?
Somebody's here, as you know. Stacy's song. Jackson. Enough. Good Lord.
I was here. I'll give you a second to think. I was talking to just started striking up a conversation. Kevin Fowler, that he's in Bronston, Ontario.
Okay.
I'm butchering where he's from, but basically east of Kingston.
Right? More towards the Quebec border.
Yes, yeah, but I was going to say towards the border, yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But we were texting back and forth, and I was like, man, a lot of these relationships that I have were to the current day were started back with Avery.
No question. Like, and that's how, you look at back in those days, man, like, and I'll say it till I go to the grave, that'll never be replicated. I don't care what anybody says. Dive Bomb is doing a good job of marketing themselves and doing sort of the same thing, but they don't have the people that Avery had. They just don't have those people. They don't have the Stalls and the Zinks and the John Stevens and Jimbo, and like that was the face of the company, right? And and then those guys picked all the other best guys, and then they picked all the guys regionally everywhere, and they picked the Sea Duck guys like you and Brian Rhodes. Then they went and got all the dog guys. Like anything you wanted to do as a waterfowler, Avery was doing, right? It flipped the whole industry on its ear.
Ducks, dogs, and decoys.
Duck, dogs, and decoys, right? All the Destination X stuff.
Yep.
Right? Like that was the DVD. You just couldn't wait to get them. And you wore them out watching them, right?
The DVD era.
Oh, like unreal. So,
yep.
That'll never be replicated. It was so cool to be part of it with, layout blinds and new bags and, flock decoys and sea duck decoys. And that'll, I would love for it to be replicated, but some of these products, like, how do you get them any better, right?
100%. The other aspect to this, I think, is my opinion, is that technology has changed such that just like you and I are doing this, not that there wasn't Facebook back in the day, but I was not on Instagram back then. All I had was a Facebook account.
Well, did they have Facebook in 2003, 4, 5, 6?
5 and 6 for sure, because that was
I don't remember.
D3 TV, and as I traveled, I did get on Facebook.
Yeah, but back then, like social media and media itself, right? Whether you're doing stuff on YouTube or doing stuff on Insta, like it's changed everything.
Well,
right?
What are you on right now? What device?
iPhone.
Me too. That stuff wasn't.
Like thank God it wasn't around in the 80s. Fuck, we'd just be getting paroled at a federal prison. And but yeah, it'll be fun to do a podcast on that, and because you were more an insider than I was, just a Canadian pro staff, right? Like I didn't know what you knew, and it'd be great to get your insights too, right? And but yeah, like those were, and like you said, like whether it's you and me, or Freddie and me, or and Stahl and those guys, like. And the great part about going to that pro staff convention in 2008 was you got to see who were great guys and you got to see who were fucking assholes too. Right quick.
Tunica, Mississippi.
2008. Hottest goddamn place I've ever been.
Ever. You know what I remember the most?
What?
Cigarette smoke.
Oh, yeah. Everywhere. Didn't matter. The thing that sticks out to me is that at the hotel, like they basically had that you pulled right up and jumped right in the air-conditioned vans to go anywhere.
Get you to the casino.
Yeah, and during the day, you didn't see any humans out in that heat, right? Like it's just like holy shit, like hot and humid equally. Like, and I don't know how hot it was, but holy, like we might get into the hundreds here with humidity, maybe sneak in 102, 103, maybe. Yeah, but it was way worse than anything I've ever felt here.
How does Adam Campbell do it?
Adam Campbell's good. He's good. We chat quite a bit. We probably chat every week.
How does he do it in the summertime heat and humidity?
How
does he do that? That's what I'm saying. How does he do that? How does he? Oh.
I think remembering from being down there last year, I don't think they're in the water right now. In his water, maybe they are. Depends how hot it is, right? But his ponds aren't spring fed. But I think they're up real early and training later in the evening. They do have one tech pond there, a friend of theirs that's an old field trialer that he's been mentioned several times in the doghouse. I got to train at that pond. That's spring-fed pond, I think, or well-fed, so it stays cooler than the dogs. But they were saying like it's worse to run a dog in hot water in the summer than it is to run them on land hot.
Mm.
Yeah, so I don't know how, like, you know, they may say the same thing. How the hell do you train in May down there?
Yeah.
When it's that goddamn cold and everything's frozen and stuff like that. So, but yeah, Adam, I think we're looking to he's coming up to hang out this year. And
Nice.
And it'll be when you're here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ryan
Campbell?
Yeah, he actually said something too.
Yeah. He's coming up, text me today, coming up October 25th to the 29th.
Nice.
So,
All right, Paulie, I'm going to keep this shorter. We are going to dive into. It's probably going to be. I'm guessing. In my mind, I've already set aside 2 hours.
yeah, it will be. It will be. It'll be cool.
It will be. Somebody wants to follow along with you. Please let them know how they can.
They can get me on Facebook at Paul MacKinnon. They can, and Instagram is Sweet Paulie 6. My other account got hacked.
All right, man. I appreciate you 100%.
Hey, brother.
I enjoy texting daily. So,
Awesome, brother.
all right. Be safe.
Take care.
Salute.
Okay, bye.
Boom.
I stopped by the Wawa for a strong coffee and fuel.